Hello and welcome back to the Daily Doyle, where we are reading through this Disney devotional book. Today we are on number 4, the Walt Disney World Railroad. We're still in the Magic Kingdom, and I think we'll just stay here and visit all the attractions at this park before moving on to another. What do you think? We've talked about the park in general and its famous icon, so let's ride something already. As you enter the Magic Kingdom, what's the first ride or attraction you come to? I guess technically you could say the monorail, but that's not an exclusive Magic Kingdom attraction, so I'm not counting that. Maybe we'll do a monorail devotional later. No, the first real attraction you come to is that beautiful train station, one of 3 for the Walt Disney World Railroad. So let's talk about the WDW Railroad for today's devotional. The railroad attraction has been there from day 1. It is a 1.5-mile loop with 3 station stops. It transports 3.7 million passengers per year. The 4 train cars are named after Walt Disney himself, his wife Lillian, the original Imagineer Roger Brogy, who helped acquire the train for WDW, and finally there is one for Roy Disney, Walt's brother. Obviously, this was one of Walt's favorite attractions since he had his own miniature train in his backyard. This attraction reminds me of one of my favorite verses in the Bible and what I think is one of the most important. As you are aware, the Walt Disney World Railroad attraction has to stay on a track, as do most of the rides. It can't veer off and drive through the park. That would make for some scary moments and dangerous situations. It has a track it has to follow, which allows it to make a complete circle and get back to the stations where it belongs. In our lives, we also have a track we have to follow, and it's a very narrow track. We can choose to get off track and follow a much wider and easier path if we want, but it's also very dangerous and won't take us to the station where we belong. In fact, the wider path will take us to a place we really don't want to go, and the Bible says that sadly many will choose to take their own wide path. I want to strongly encourage you to stay on track. Matthew 7:14 says, "For the gate is narrow and the way is hard that leads to life, and those who find it are few." When the verse says life, it means heaven. Isn't it sad that only a few will find heaven? I know it's awfully difficult to stay on track, but the track is there and God tells us how to stay on it. We just have to focus and constantly be making sure our lives are on track. Are you on track now? Ask yourself that question every day for the rest of your life. If not, find the track and get back on it. It's never too late. When I taught 6th grade, I used to close every day by telling my students the same 4 words that I'll tell you now. Stay on the path. I like that analogy with a path. Whenever I think of like a road or a pathway, and this is kind of different from where he was leading with the devotional, but in my own like recovery journey, here, let me get something. There's actually an old tunnel near where I live, and there used to be an old train track that went through it. And this tunnel, woo, it's pretty long. Like, you get to the middle and it's like pitch dark. Like, I actually get scared walking through there. But I took this beautiful picture the one time near like the end, and actually turned it into a prayer card here. This is the road to recovery, and I love it. It's kind of got like the light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. Has a serenity prayer in the back. But anyway, back to the whole path thing. And again, kind of turning this into like recovery chit chat for a minute. But when we've overcome something, whatever it might be, drugs, alcohol, eating disorder, any bad habit, the further away we get from that, 6 months, a year, 5 years down the road, we get kind of comfortable and like, okay, well that was a long time ago. But I heard this said once, and it just, it sticks with me. And it says, no matter how far down the road you've gone, you are always the same distance away from the ditch. Oh, that's so powerful. So that's just my little tidbit to add on to there. But I do like this, the railroad track analogy. So that's our devotional for today. Thanks for joining me for this one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.